Today's video is brought to you by Xenonzard. Xenonzard is a very unique anime-based card game that is played on mobile worldwide. At the beginning of gameplay, you run through a quick interview that tests out your personality and matches you up with one of 16 AI codemen to choose from. One of these 16 AI codemen will fight alongside you and give you advice and support within the game. The AI will adapt to your playstyle while you fight in Xenonzard. It will learn more and improve as you play. You can create a deck from over 500 different cards and 7 different categories right now. But Xenonzard's most unique feature is the mana movement system that allows you to pull minion cards from the field and use them as temporary mana to summon other minions. The actual gameplay is in 3 phases. You have the mana movement phase, the flash phase, and mana phase. As you play Xenonzard, you can play up against enemies AI, which will play as that player would play, or you can actually do a PvP match against other real players. I love the art in this game where it does bring back that whole feel of anime, and you kind of jump away from the typical fantasy that you get in almost every other game in the world, where there still are dragons, there still are a lot of fun stuff in this, but it gives a lot of that anime feel to it, which I just think is really refreshing and fun. Make sure you click the link down in the description below to download Xenonzard today and take advantage of the amazing events that will give you tons of extra cards here during the month of July. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we are playing Rotation Proof Mutate Combo. I just said that way weird. Rotation Proof Mutate Combo. Nailed it that time. All right, so we are jumping into some rotation proof stuff. So what is rotation? For those of you guys that are new or don't really know what's going on or haven't had to deal with this yet, it's one of the main reasons why people play older formats like Historic. I know a lot of people that are viewers of mine come in like, why would you be playing Historic? Why is it interesting? Why is it fun? The reason why is because come September 25th, when the new set comes out, Zendikar Rising, these top 4 sets will move from Standard into Historic, and Standard will kind of start fresh. This is the reason why Standard is always fun, always interesting, because it's always changing. Every single year, cards move out, new cards come in. The set is very limited to what you can actually build and change, and so it makes it more fun and interesting and always changing, flowing, all that kind of stuff. Same type of thing with Historic. We're getting a ton of new cards to Historic as well. We have Amonkhet coming soon. We have a bunch of stuff like that. But if you are a newer player, you're wanting to spend resources, all that kind of stuff, it's probably better to be having you spend your resources at least until September when you get Zendikar Rising, to be spending them in these sets, because they're going to stick around for an extra year and you're not going to have them rotate out into a set that you may not have enough of a library to actually compete against other stuff. So that's why it's better to be spending cards in these sets, and that's why we are showing you a deck here today that is rotation proof. All the cards in this deck are rotation proof. They will be good after rotation. That's what that means. All right. So we are trying to do a little bit of a combo here with this deck. First off, we have VITO the Dusklords in a mutate deck. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. The main thing I'm trying to do here is get Essence Symbiote on the battlefield and Insatiable Hemophage. I noticed that these cards gain you tons of life if you can get them on the battlefield and stick them out. And you can do so many cool things on one turn that it's really cool with this deck. So first and foremost, what we're trying to do is we want to get out Gilded Goose into a Migratory Greathorn, and then hopefully into a Suspicious Strix as soon as possible. Suspicious Strix with Mutate, all this stuff, just getting cards off the top of our library. We hopefully hit a lot of Vitos, lots of Symbiotes, and a lot more Hemophages so that we can start stacking up the stack with Mutate and just keep getting more and more triggers. Insatiable Hemophage says whenever this creature mutates, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. I found out that this can actually go pretty crazy, pretty busted. If you get a card that has 5 mutates onto it, all of a sudden just 2 more is like 11 points of damage, 12 points of damage. You just start destroying. And so we have a bunch of cheap mutate cards in here: Sea Dasher Octopus, Parcel Beast, Migratory Greathorn, the Gem Razor. There we go. I need to change this. I never like that they give us the bad art with these ones. All right, there we go. And then we have 2 copies of Pouncing Shore Shark, just kind of have at least a little bit of interaction. We almost have no interaction in this deck. We're just trying to go for build a massive Worth Mutate and win that way, because like usually that does do enough. The nice thing about Essence Symbiote as well is it also increases the +1/+1 counter, so it does grow creatures that are mutated. It gains us lots of life. We can just do some really fun stuff with it. So that's kind of the goal of this deck, is basically just get out creatures, try to mutate, try to go crazy with mutate. We don't interact with their board a ton at all. We're trying to gain a lot of life and then have our life totals kind of deal damage to them. We do get to interact with them a little bit here and there with, you know, bouncing. We can swing with just massive creatures, give it lifelink, swing in that way as well. So this is kind of a silly deck, a little bit more fun here rather than going for crazy competitive. At the same time, though, going mutate style in general is a fairly competitive way to go right now. It's one of those decks or the game plans that if it goes unanswered, you should win the game. And being in Sultai is a good way to go. In our land base, this is where everything's really interesting right now because we have 0 untapped lands besides Fable Passage, which is kind of only an untapped land on turn 4 or later, which is when you typically don't need the untapped lands anyway. Rotation right now, we are getting 0 untapped dual lands, and I'm honestly a little bit concerned right now with Wizards. I don't know why they decided to print the temples again. The same was that were just printed a while ago into Core Set 2021. That is one of the silliest decisions I think I've ever seen them make. So a little bit frustrated there with that, but we're going to try out the untapped lands. Honestly, this is probably going to be the reason, like if we do have a harder time with this deck, it's because our land base is really weird not having shock lands, not having any untapped lands in the dual colors. So we're hoping that with our Gilded Goose, we can kind of fix our land base. With our Migratory Greathorn, we can fix our mana base a little bit and hope that that's enough and see how it does. Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into gameplay, see how this one does for us, and wish me luck. All right, up against Autar, and we don't get the turn 1 Goose, but I think turn 2 is fine. Like I said, we're going to have tapped lands in this deck. That is rough. We have Ranger's Guile to at least keep Gilded Goose alive. I'm keeping this hand because we have slower lands right now. Slower mana, so we can hopefully just kind of ramp up to the Strix, pass the turn. We can also just play it on turn 5 and then play the other one on turn 6. That could be cool. Or on turn 4 here. Passes my turn. Sea Dasher Octopus. Alright, we do that instead. That does seem decent. All right, so Sea Dasher Octopus on Gilded Goosey, over the top, attack in. And this is part of the reason we have Gilded Goose, is that having flying is really nice every once in a while. Pass the turn, we get to hold up Ranger's Guile. A booyah. And Migratory Greathorn is sweet. Unfortunately, we don't get to get out the Essence Symbiote as well, but this is fine. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and sack that. Man, they're going to have more removal. We don't really have ways to interact with it, though, I don't think, right now. So grab the island, Greathorn, onto Sea Dasher Octopus, put it over. Grab a forest, swing in, draw a card. Ooh, Heroic Intervention. Yeah. Elspeth Nightmare is annoying. They do see the double Strix, they see everything else going on here, and yeah. And like I said, if this deck goes unanswered, it is so busted. All right, up against K-Mars, and keep this. We're hoping for an untapped land again. All right, let's just grab, I think that we just care about green mana, maybe? We do have to have double green for the, I guess for the Gem Razor, so that's fine. So let's go ahead and grab Island. Essence Symbiote, pass the turn. Untapped land for Greathorn is the best. Renowned Weaponsmith. All right, so this is the ramp up into crazy stuff. A little bit terrifying. All right, swing in. Takes it. Play the Gilded Goosey. Pass the turn. Still Overseer. All right, I think I am going to go ahead and grab... I guess we can grab black mana now. That's fine. Okay, yeah. Okay, Baby Godzilla. We can then cast the Migratory Horn onto this. Let's actually play this out. We get to 4 lands. If we find the 5th land, then we can actually go with the Strix on the next turn. Otherwise, what? And this also lets us find more lands. So let's go ahead and play this out. Godzilla, mutate onto... let's go ahead and put it onto the Goose. I'd rather keep these guys alive if they do have removal. Discarding, I guess, Gem Razor. Actually, Gem Razor seems... I don't know what I'm thinking there. Gem Razor against this deck would be a busted, huh? I should have just killed the Steel Overseer. Probably. I'm trying to get to the Auspicious Strix. That's the real thing I'm going for. No attacks, pass the turn. The Hemophage and the Strix are all part of the combo, though, so we are kind of going off with the combo instead here. All right, so Strix, if we hit... Actually, yeah, this is perfect. Then we can also go into Hemophage after the fact. Ooh, that's Veto. We can find some more Vetoes. Going for more Mutate is better. Put it over. Sweet. Dude, this deck is so good. All right, up against Davey Matza. Bring it on. Keeping this. We have Baby Godzilla into some good cards here. And I like it. Play the Triumph, pass the turn. All right, go Godzilla. Pass that turn. Untap land means that we get to Sea Dash Octopus and Parcel Beast. Unfortunately, these ones don't actually cause anything to happen with the mutates. These are more of our creatures, the mutate cards that we want to have to trigger our other stuff. If they do have Witch's Oven, we can start blowing that up. All right, what you got there, sir? Play Swamp. Mire Triton, okay. That does kind of make things awkward. Smidge. All right, play out the Triome. I think we just mutate the Parcel Beast onto this now. I should have waited to see if we can find an untapped land. Drop a Gem Razor, I guess. Sea Dash Octopus is less good now, but it would be nice to be able to draw a card after the Pouncing Great Shark. Let's drop the Sea Dash Octopus. Put it over the top, pass the turn. Yeah, untapped land would have been better there. No attacks. Ooh, Fairy Vandal plus the Octopus. That does sound really cool. Just keeps getting bigger over and over again. Seems good. Okay, self-mill. What's this? Corpse turn. Mill 3 cards, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Alright, so they has Lazov. Letting us actually swing at face. Intriguing. So we have Pouncing Shore Shark that we can play as well. For how much? 3 mana because of this. So yeah, let's go ahead and activate this ability. Take action. Dude, that's so amazing that it's untapped. That's so good. So 3 mana. So let's go ahead and play the tap land now. And pass the turn. Again, trying to find Strix, trying to find ways to be gaining life, like Veto, something like that as we go along. Insatiable Hemophage is a great way to go around this. All right, so they're trying to mill into their Titans, basically Kroxa, all that kind of stuff. They're going to try to turn Lazov into a Kroxa and go along that way. We kind of want to bounce it after the fact. So I just take it here. I don't want them to be able to replay it. Heartless Act. This is interesting. We get to draw a card by doing this, and we get to bounce the Lazov. Discarding, I guess, a Swamp here. Yeah, it doesn't actually help with the Heartless Act, but we do get to bounce Lazov. They're probably fine with that overall, but meh. Alright, Baby Godzilla. Draw a card. Great Horn is great. We have to have land to play it though, so Gem Razor goes away. Put it over. Fabled Passage. Snag. Black mana. Seriously, alright. Under. Blue mana. I mean, I guess if we have to discard something, that's a good thing to get rid of. It would have been rough if that was like Auspicious Strix. Alright, Lazov. Has the Kroxa, can turn this into Kroxa for 2 mana. Yep, no blocks. So we're trying to find Strix off the top. That is the dream of all dreams. Essence Symbiote, that is not the dream of all dreams. No attacks, pass the turn. Goes for the eliminate, interesting. Yeah, turns into Kroxa, swings in. So 8 plus the 3, so we're dropping down to 3, which means if we don't have land in hand, we can't actually take this. I think we still just have to hope to find Auspicious Strix off the top. There's really nothing else we can do. They just have another Kroxa in hand. Yeah, that's game. All right. Yeah, we just drew a lot of nothing on that one. Playing out the Pouncing Shore Shark might have been a bad play. Losing it where we could have bounced other stuff later. Tap lands, got a mulligan. Untap lands, amazing hand. Yeah, we're keeping this. Right now we can play this on turn 4. Mutate it onto turn 4. Seems good. Not all ultimatums are created equal. Very true statement. Alright, play the Goosey, pass the turn. Alright, so we have quite a bit for the next turn. I think like Pouncing Shore Shark might be one of the better draws. That's a really good draw too. Alright, play this onto the... I guess it's onto the Godzilla. Over the Goose. Because we're going to have to tap down the Goose later for other stuff. Don't have bounce. No Brazen Barber. Discarding... See, this brings it out untapped, right? Or tapped, okay. Yeah, discard Island. We don't need more blue mana right now. I'd rather have the Essence Symbiote. Put it over. Grab the forest. So I could also just play out the Essence Symbiote here, but I think we try to go for the Strix for the next turn. We technically still have it. Or yeah, so pass the turn. It's a little bit more guaranteed. No Brazen Barbers. That's the dream. Double Strix. All right. Having those in hand are so much better. Love it. Discarding... I guess it's Symbiote here. I'd rather just find it off the top, right? Alright, so grab Forest. We actually do need 2 blue mana. That's a lot of Strixes. And we know the other one's on the bottom. Oh man, this is good stuff. All right, so untapped land will help us out quite a bit here too. So we can actually play the Sea Dasher Octopus as well. Actually, we can get 2 triggers. Oh, that's right. So we can make it cost less here. So play it like this. Onto the Strix. Draw a card, discard a card. We also can flash in the Sea Dasher Octopus onto something here. Aether Gust. Alright, resolve. Take action. Everything goes back on top here. Discarding, I guess, the Great Horn. We have enough mana now that we can play everything out. We try to go for the actual win with this. I mean, we probably are winning by swinging in, right? Okay, swing in. Oh, I forgot I can't flash this in now. The making it cheaper was on that. So I should have flashed this out onto the other Strix while I had the shot. Oh well. Chemist's Insight. Main phase. Yeah, this is definitely conceding. Good game. Well, I mean, just playing out 6/6s is pretty good, man. Especially Strix is just such a good card. All right, up against Iced Heart. Got to mulligan that away. We need to have some of our early game creatures, so keep this. This is fine. Drop the Pouncing Shore Shark. No blue mana. So yeah, no reason to keep that. We get Insatiable Hemophage on turn 3 and swing in with a 4/4 Death Touch. Deal 1 already, so that's 5 damage on turn 4. Not the worst. Symbiote. Why no Brokos? I guess Brokos could be good in here. It just doesn't do anything as it mutates. It's the only value, like, I could see maybe 1 copy of Brokos coming in, but it's also just really meh. Ooh, that's nice. No extra lands, though. Ooh, okay, let's see here. We could also go for Parcel Beast instead. Use the ability. And be able to hold up the Ranger's Guile if we need to. Actually, no, we can't hold up the Ranger's Guile. I do think Parcel Beast's ability here is worth playing, though. Worth going for. Now we have a good blocker as well. I can do this at any time, right? Okay, pass the turn. Cultivate all the lands. I was about to use ability in response, but they could technically get in for 2 points of damage. We don't want that to be happening now. Can't handle it. Keeps it on top. They were hesitant about it, though. It could be that they're trying to count up to Ugin. That's not good. Okay, Baby Godzilla comes out, and the Sterix. Yes. All right, so what we do is we play out Baby Gods, Hemophage, put that over. We don't have any more mana, so we swing in with this with the 5/5. They jump. Yeah, All right, and now we just really hope they don't find Ugin. I'm assuming that's what they're going for. Bolas' Citadel, huh? Bond of Flourishing. Did not expect that. They're going to hit lots of lands, but with Triad, that's fine. And they have the Azusa. Went to hand, though. That's kind of worse for them. It means they go off on the next turn. I'm really liking this deck. This deck is looking sweet. Bolas' Citadel with Azusa and Rada and other things could be really cool. Yeah, I think you probably ought to be going Jund with this deck and have Rada in there as well, so you have like an extra copy of Citadel, at least for the land side of things. Yeah, Citadel plus 3 life things is also good. That's not necessarily what they're doing, though. Yeah, Evolving Wilds and Fabled Passage with Dryad work really well, so they can shuffle a few more times. Maze Mime Tome works really well, too, to be able to scry off the top immediately. Plays it from hand. Intriguing. Scry, shuffle to the bottom. What's on top? How bad does this get? Yeah, they've already tapped down the Evolving Wilds. Yeah, it plays the other Reclaimer. That's cool. We get to Styx, though, which is good. It is gooda. Okay, mutate here. Discarding land. Put it over. 3 counters onto this, it'll be a 9/9. Trample would be nice. Alright, so what are the odds that they just go off on this next turn? Attacking in doesn't seem very great. I think we just try to find more stuff. So we can at least use the Parcel Beast ability here still. Azusa comes out. Yeah, Alright, they should be able to just go completely off here. I'm not exactly sure how they win. Bolas' Citadel is good, but only so good. If they're playing lots of lands, like our life total's high enough, it won't really matter. I'm taking 10 here and there. Witchclaw Talisman, alright. Yeah, I wasn't able to hold a green mana, unfortunately. Actually, wait just a minute. Put it onto the battlefield. Yes! Oh, this is glorious. All right. Resolve. Forest, yeah, Now, Ranger's Guile, I say no to you. Yes! All right, that's really cool. They spent a lot of life to do that as well. So Witchclaw Talisman can come out. What do they grab, though? Do they have to reveal it? I can't remember. Nope, they don't. Alright, so we get to find another Strix on the next turn. Dread Presence. Alright, so this is what's going on. So they just play a ton of lands and a half. We take 2 over and over again. Gem Razor dies. Yeah, that would have been nice to have. But we also get to find a Styx here with Witchclaw Talisman. Or, yeah, what's the best thing we can do? Maybe more Hemiphages? Just go for the damage to face. They have VITO. Okay. I'm really liking this deck a lot. It's hilarious. It does have a lot of fizzle potential, though. So they can play 4 extra lands right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus their 5. So yeah, 4 extra. Everything is a swamp because of the Dryad. So anything that comes into play counts as a swamp. They have another copy of the Dread Presence. So now they're getting 4 life. Dealing 4, gaining 4, dealing 4 more. So 8 for every land. Shuffling again. I'm not sure how many lands they've played at this point. They still have another Scry, and they still have 10 damage they can do with Bolas' Citadel. And they can also swing in. I've not seen this combo. This is really cool. I'm fine losing to this.
An unfortunate casualty.
Yeah, you could do this in Jund. Yeah, with Rada and do some other stuff. I'm trying to think what you would bring in with Jund to make it better than just what they're doing. Like, Rada is really the only card having basic lands does kind of help with this deck. So you don't have any real tap lands. You don't have to shock yourself ever. You get to find more stuff with Cultivate consistently. Okay, how many lands have they played? That's the question. Down to 6. I think if we get to untap, we go for Insatiable Hemophage. We actually have a shot. Okay, and the Bolus of Citadel, yeah. I forgot about that. It's good. That is a good combo. Alright, up against Mono Red Final Boss. Keep this. If we find untap land, we have Goose into... Actually, I guess we have Goose into Parcel Beast regardless. That is untap land, kind of. I do want to get the Symbiote out, I think, a little bit earlier. And that lets us protect it with the Ranger's Guile. So, yeah, this is fine. Pass the turn. We don't get blue mana this way. They don't get to draw a card. And so I'm going to go ahead and just do it for that reason. Okay, Triome, tapped. Swing in, just create a food on the next turn. Pass the turn. I probably should have held on to the Ranger's Guile for later. It really doesn't matter with this guy that much, but meh. Alright, Fable Passage. Find the blue mana. Let's go with... We can Parcel Beast and Gem Razor here if we wanted to. I think we Parcel Beast onto Gilded Goose. We're tapping that consistently anyway. We have a flyer that we can block with now. Yeah, I think we just pass the turn now. Yeah, who am I? I'm not even playing Gruul in an MTG Jeff. I don't think so. Arrester's Admission. This is a card that's been around for forever, and I've not seen it played ever, I don't think. It's an actual decent card, though, because you can return your own creatures, and if you're doing it instant speed, you get to draw a card as well. Like, it's not terrible. So this is definitely a Baron deck, Baron Blink, with Naomi and everything like that. So I'm intrigued to see how this does. The interesting thing is that we can outvalue control in this deck. So, and that one. Take action, hit land. Should have done that in the last turn, I guess. Pass to my turn. Another Parcel Beast. Let's go ahead and mutate onto the Symbiote. Put it over. I messed up. I should have... I need to kill this Dovin's Acuity as well. I was thinking we can hold on to the Bouncing Shore Shark, but bouncing their stuff doesn't really matter for us too much. So I messed up here. All right. Symbiote on top. Play the Symbiote, pass the turn. Okay, down to 22. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and play out Gem Razor onto Symbiote. Kill the Acuity. Swing in for 5. It also has reach, so I probably should have just kept it back, but I think we're fine. Down to 21. Hold up pouncing shore shark still. Again, it just feels really awkward because we don't really want to be bouncing what they're doing. But I guess we can hold up mana for this then. Pass the turn. Yeah, Vivian would be nice in this deck to mutate from the library. It is very true. Alright, let them attack in first. So we can kind of get a gotcha moment here. So block. The question is it better to bounce this? We can bounce this, kill Elite Guard Mage. We have to tap food and not get the value here. I guess that's still fine, yeah. So mutate onto... let's see, more counters here. I guess we go here. Get a little bit bigger. We can start attacking more aggressively. Put it over. Yeah, I think we just go aggressive. We swing for 12 here. I'd love to be able to make sure we draw more cards, but put it under. Down to 9. Thin out the deck, pass the turn. Not too shabby. I mean, they stay alive for at least a couple more turns. We know that. They have enough value in board and hand. All right, Law Mage's Binding. And activated abilities can't be activated. So we can't use the Partial Beast ability, but it still has a bunch of mutates on it. Mutations on it. So that's at least something. Senate Guild Mage. I'm gonna go ahead and sack this now. I don't want to have to deal with the triggers. There we go. All right, so this has how many mutations? 2. This has how many mutations? 2 as well. All right, so Strix onto the Gen Razor. Hope for no bounce. Put it over. No bounce. Get a few triggers. Yeah, kill the Law Mage's Binding as well. Or yeah, there we go. Attack in. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. They could have survived for a turn there, but man, Mutate just does so much. I mean, they were playing really janky stuff. I feel like it could have been better. But up against Esmeron, bringing on Esmeron. And yeah, we'll keep this. We have the Goosey. I always like the Goosey. Knight of the Even Legion. If we find another untapped land, we can play Veto into the Hemophage. I guess I could just play out the Hemophage and have it be a blocker on later turns. The fun thing with Veto is if it is mutated onto, you can have another Veto on the board. And that's the dream, right? I want to have this dream come true, to mutate Veto into something else. It's not a human, so we can mutate onto it. Mire Triton comes out. That's cool, that's cool. No attacks. Untapped land means we have the dream. We get to go Insatiable Hemophage onto Veto. Put it over. He's no longer a human. He is now a nightmare. Can't swing in though, unfortunately. Pass the turn. All of our dreams have come true. Yes. Maybe, I don't know. They're probably gonna do some really big stuff here that's gonna kill us. But if we find another Insatiable Hemophage, life is really good. Created Scorpion. That's cool. No blocks. Take it down to 19. Okay, play tapped land. There's some value in playing an untapped land here. We want to use the food to play Auspicious Strix, right? So play this tapped, hold up Ranger's Guile. We swing in. We're not going to block with it, so it's fine. We're just going to take our beats for the next turn. Down to 17, past the turn. Infinite vetoes could be really fun, yeah. That is the dream. Always and forever, that's the dream. Alright, well they're going to make some big stuff happen. Really good, bad, big stuff happening here. Well, then. Suketa with a Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Alright, so block here. Down to 17. Create a food token. Food with veto is also pretty nice. Strix onto the Hemophage. Okay, please get us a couple blockers. We get 2 things off the top. Put it over the top. No reach still. We're taking a ton and a half. Alright, chump blockers. Chump blockers are great. Reach blocker. No attacks past the turn. This is kind of what we were hoping would happen with this deck. It is fun. Again, though, the biggest issue is that they're just doing really big busted stuff, and it's kind of hard to compete against. They're still able to use... Okay, so they're not holding up the Knight of the Even Legion. I'm kind of okay with that. I think they just swing over the top. No blocks. Take it for this turn. Down to 7. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's okay. It's okay. Activate the ability here. Another Hemophage. Yes. We probably could have also just won with the veto there, giving everything lifelink and swinging in. That probably would have been better. All right, Hemophage. Actually, let's see here. We can go Godzilla for another blocker into Hemophage. And hopefully hit some land so we can play other things. Ooh, what do we discard? That's intriguing. You can probably drop the Strix, I guess. Heroic Intervention can be so much better, but I think we dropped Heroic Intervention. Put it under. It's a higher chance that we can still actually play the Ranger's Guile, where other stuff is a little bit harder to do. Okay, down to 3, up to 13. More reach blockers. No attacks past the turn. Alright, so we do get the win with veto, either through gaining life this way. I mean, hopefully it survives. I was hoping to find the land so we can Ranger's Guile. Like, that's the reason I discarded the Heroic Intervention, is if we could have found the untapped land, which was a pretty high chance actually in our deck, then we could have Ranger's Guile to keep this protected, which means almost guaranteed win. Eliminates the Gilded Goosey. Rude. Alright, so double block here. Block the Vessel. Block here. Block there. Block here, take 5 in the air. That's fine. Actually, we do want to keep some of these alive. Let's see here. That's fine. Keep that even a little bit more protected. Down to 7. Down to 5. Do we be rude and keep going with our combo on the next turn? I mean, I do want to win with veto and the Hemophages. Like, this is the side of the deck that I was really hoping to get to. Being able to trigger these a bunch of times just sounds so fun. Up to 8. They do have blockers that are annoying. So now we go for Strix again, onto the Strix. We'll put it over this time, why not? Alright, Hemophage triggers a few times. We get tons and tons of stuff. I should have had those trigger after the fact, because you want to see all the stuff come out on the battlefield. Anyway, veto is awesome with the Hemophages. That has been confirmed. Indeed, indeed. All right, for the wrap up on this one, I really think this is a good deck. It's really fun. It's awesome. There are some really cool stuff that you can do with Mutate in this. And so it is rotation proof, which means that you're able to play this same deck even after rotation happens. And if you do have Shocklands, of course, bring them in. That definitely helps with consistency. At the same time, I didn't feel like our deck was that inconsistent right now. I mean, we had the Trams every once in a while, the Fable Passages. It was a little bit awkward, but our deck was still doing best of things. It was still really, really fun. And so overall, I think this deck is a blast. I think it's first off, the main reason you should be playing Magic is to have fun while you're doing it. And then I think this is something you should check out. If you haven't already built a Mutate deck, adding in VITO, it doesn't get any more fun than that. Turning VITO into beasts and then creating more of them, putting more VITOs on the battlefield. I did feel like we needed a little bit more life gain. Gilded Goose helps a little bit being able to sack food. We didn't come into a place where we needed that, but maybe there could be some other stuff you can bring in for life gain. I like the Baby Godzilla being able to make things cheaper. I personally am a bigger fan of Symbiote over the Godzilla, but it is okay. Anyway, that's it for this deck. We'll go into some other stuff.